All right, Shalom. Hey, y'all brothers, y'all gotta check this out. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. This is some real life Black Mirror type shit. You see what I'm saying? Just listen to this video of this Eve, and I actually got an article that goes along with what she's saying in this video also. You know what I'm saying? So this is a real thing, and these are those great wonders that the scriptures talk about. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, this is some Black Mirror type shit, you know? And a lot of things that they're showing in that show, Black Mirror, these are real experiments and things that they're working on. You know what I'm saying? So just listen to what this Eve in this video is saying. And like I said, I got an article that I'm gonna bring out in just a minute. So before I start this video, let me go ahead first and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, out here preaching this gospel in sincerity and truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. You know, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and start this real quick. Just listen to what she's saying.
So they coming up with a new prison that allows inmates to serve years of their sentence in just a matter of minutes. So the criminals is gonna have a choice to spend tens of years behind bars, or they can make the choice to get the artificial memory implanted into their brain. So this process is called Cognify. And the intent of it is to treat the criminal like a patient. They're gonna try to change the person's brain chemistry. After this process, when they re-enter society, they will be new and reformed, and they won't even be capable of committing any other crime. The chip can make the patient feel.
She said that they won't be capable of committing any other crime. So they're basically, that's mind control, that's brain, that's controlling your mind. That means they have control of your mind. You see what I'm saying? And they can even implant memories into your memory. You know, they can give you false memories, you know, make you think that you really experienced these things in your life when you haven't even really went through these things. They just put these memories inside of you, and you actually feel like you experienced this in the real life, you know? And she said that this will allow you to feel the pain of the people that you cause harm to, basically, you know? So this is technology on a whole new level, man. You know, they basically like, hey, what did that dude Noah Harari said? Humans are now basically hackable animals. They figured out how to hack the brain, and now they can give you memories of other people. They can give you the feelings and emotions of other people as well. You know, this is how far this shit is going, and this is how deep it's getting. Like I said, this is some Black Mirror type shit. You know what I'm saying? So let's play a little bit more of this.
Empathetic. Depending on the severity of the crime, the chip can also make you feel the emotional and physical pain of the victim and the family members. You can feel what they felt. So the process only takes about 7 minutes. But to the patient, it seemed like it had been years. Last year, the U.S. government spent $8.7 billion taxpayers' dollars on the prison. They say with this new prison, they can save money for health care, education. Also, they feel that it will be so many reformed people that doesn't commit crimes. Y'all leave in the comments and tell me what y'all think about this. Do y'all think this is actually gonna work? Or do y'all think that they're creating something that they don't even know that they're creating? Y'all leave in the comments and tell me what y'all.
So there you have it, man. This shit is getting, it's on a whole new level, you know? The way that they're establishing this new world order, AI, artificial intelligence, is going to make up a large portion of, you know, of how they're going to do things, you know? So AI is basically going to be a major player in this new world order. And when it comes to these, you know, these RFID chips and this mark of the beast system, you know, AI is going to play a huge role in it, you know? But, yeah, you heard what she said, and like I said, it sounds like some Black Mirror type shit. It's crazy, but these are things that they're actually working on, and they've probably already got these type of things perfected. You know, they're already bringing these things out. You know, a lot of different trial runs and things like that. Now they're ready to go deeper with it, you know, at the things that she's talking about. So a lot of this has to do with mind control. So we know that a lot of inmates as well as other people are gonna, you know, opt into this because they gonna feel like they don't have any other choice, you know, and they're gonna make it sound good as if they're really doing something for them, but really it's gonna be mind control. It's gonna be slavery, and you're just gonna be a pawn for the elites, you know. So let's go into this article that I got real quick. But before I go into the article, let's read this. This is AI overview. It says a new prison concept called Cognify proposes inmates could serve years-long sentences in a matter of minutes through the use of virtual reality and artificial memory implants. This technology would create vivid, realistic, AI-generated memories that simulate the experiences of serving a sentence, allowing the prisoner to relive years of prison time in a short period of time. And there actually was a Black Mirror episode that was about this exact same thing. But I think it was based on, they did some type of experiment, but it was they was using it for a video game. I forgot what the episode called, but they was using it for a video game. And the person that was plugged into this system, they was in some type of virtual reality horror game. And it got so intense that the person actually died in real life. But come to find out that they was only in the game, it felt like they was in the game forever, but come to find out they were only in there for less than a second. They were only plugged in and opted into that virtual reality game for less than a second. But to the person that was plugged in to that system, it felt like they was in there for a long ass time. You see? And these are those miracles. And I got a video that I'm gonna play right after this, and it's so crazy because it's so fucking crazy because you can actually become like a pro athlete off of this. You know, imagine, this is what they were talking about. Imagine you get plugged into a system for only 2 seconds, but you're plugged into a simulation of like snowboarding for like, you know, let's say you in that simulation for like 5 years, and you're snowboarding. You know what I'm saying? It seems like you're in it for 5 years and you're snowboarding, and you become a pro. You learn how to snowboard and you become a pro in what seems like 5 years, but really you've only been in that system for like 2 seconds, like 1 minute. You've been in that system for like 1 minute, but in the reality, in the virtual world that you're in, that you're plugged into, it feels like you've been in there for 5 years. And let's say you've been snowboarding in that virtual reality world for like 5 years, and you learn how to snowboard. You become a pro at it. So once you are unplugged out of that system, now you have that experience and knowledge of how to actually snowboard in the real world. You see what I'm saying? That's crazy as fuck. But these are the type of things that they're working on, if you can understand what I'm talking about. You know, imagine you've been, you know, on a basketball court for 3 years, learning how to play basketball. You know, you playing up against people and everything like that. You're gaining skills and knowledge of how to play basketball, and you're plugged in to what seems like 3 years when only it's been a minute. So once they take you out of that, you know, you've only been plugged in for a minute, but now they take you out of it, and now you got 3 years experience of how to play basketball. You see? And it's on you have only been plugged in for a minute, but you have all of this knowledge of how to play on a professional level. That's crazy. See, these are the type of things that they're talking about. But it says, here's how it would work. It says artificial memory implementation. Inmates would be hooked up to machines that implant artificial memories into their brains. See, you could simulate, you can copy a professional athlete's memory and upload it into your memory, and now you know how to do the things that they know how to do. Imagine a chef, someone that doesn't know how to cook. You could take their memories and copy their memories and put it into someone else's, and now they know how to cook. Now they are on a chef level of how to cook. You see, this is the type of shit they working on. But it says within the virtual reality environment, time would pass differently, allowing for the experience of years to unfold in minutes. You see that? Let's read that again. Simulated time. Within the virtual reality environment, time would pass differently, allowing for the experience of years to unfold in minutes. That's exactly what I was talking about. You see? It says tailored experience. The nature of the memories and the length of the virtual sentence will be tailored to the individual's crime and the sentence imposed by a judge. You know? Now I wonder what happens when you die, when you actually die in one of these virtual worlds, or if you could even die in these virtual worlds. You know, maybe they'll put limitations on it to where you can't actually die in the virtual world, but you just gain the experience. You know, or you just suffer, you know, you just basically you get the consequences of whatever crime you committed in the virtual world, but you don't die or something like that. I don't know, but you know, because that episode of Black Mirror, when they died in the simulation, they died in real life. You know, they died from like a heart attack, or I think it was like a malfunction with the device or something like that. But it's crazy. Oh yeah, it was a cell phone. I think their mom called, whoever it was, their mom called, and that frequency from the cell phone interfered with the device that he was plugged into, and I guess it killed him. You know. But these are the type of things that Esau is working on. But it says choice and rehabilitation. This concept suggests inmates could choose between a traditional prison sentence or this virtual rehabilitation method. So they can choose between actually serving out their real time and growing old, or they can get plugged into this and serve all of their time and then be let out and still be the same age and everything that they once was when they first got in. It'll only be like a minute to 5 minutes, but in their virtual reality world, it seemed like you've been serving your time for about 20 years, you know? So that's some Black Mirror type shit, man. These, like I said, Black Mirror is based off of things that they're actually doing, you know? So let's go to this article real quick. And this is it right here. You know, it says a year ago, but a year ago, when it comes to technology and things like this, as they're talking about, is not that long ago. This is still fresh. But it says new prison concept could see inmates serve sentences in minutes. The prisoner is given a choice, either spending 10 years in prison in a prison cell or seeking fast track rehabilitation through artificial memory implementation. So they put a brain chip in you. You know, connect your brain to some type of device. But it says a bizarre new prison concept sees inmates serving out their sentences in a matter of minutes. The Cognify method would see criminals hooked up to high-tech machines that implant artificial memories directly into their brains. Inside the subject's mind, time would pass differently, slower than in real life, making them experience years worth of artificial memories in just a few minutes. Depending on the seriousness of the subject's crime and their sentence, the memories could be tailored to the rehabilitation needs of each subject. The complex, vivid, and lifelike memories are created in real time using AI generated content. You know, so like I said, artificial intelligence is going to play a huge role in this this new digital, this new world order that they're trying to establish, you know? And I was thinking that maybe it was a brain chip or something like that, but it looked like a device. So this might not be, you know, the mark of the beast, you know, because we know that a lot of people have taken the mark of the beast, which is basically like what Elon Musk is doing, the whole Neuralink thing. That's the mark of the beast, that brain chip that's being implanted in them. But this is an actual machine that they're being hooked up to, you know? So maybe they have a aspect to where, you know, you get a brain chip implanted in you, or maybe it's just a machine that you get connected to. But if it's just a machine that you get connected to, and then, you know what I'm saying, you get released from the machine after serving your sentence, then no, that wouldn't that wouldn't actually fit into the mark of the beast, but this would be considered a wicked device, a wicked invention, you know. But it says he explains, once the target brain regions are identified, Cognify is then placed around the head of the prisoner. The intensity of the type of artificial memories are then adjusted depending on the crime. So depending on how severe your crime is, the worse this simulation is going to be. The worse you're going to be punished in this simulation. You know? It says synthetic memories are customized depending on the crime committed and the unique brain structure and psychological profile of the individual. The artificial memories implanted by the Cognify would be seamlessly incorporated into the existing neural networks of the brain, preventing cognitive dissonance and ensuring the subject's experiences the memories as if they were real. So let's see. It says first, the prisoner is given a choice, either spending 10 years in a prison cell or seeking fast-track rehabilitation through artificial memory implementation. Artificial memories could cover a wide range of crimes, including domestic violence, hate crimes, discrimination, embezzlement, insider trading, theft, and fraud. It says violent offenders could experience memories that are designed to trigger empathy and remorse, seeing their crime from the perspective of their victim and feeling their pain and suffering firsthand. Some memories are designed to trigger consequences and trauma, simulating long-term consequences of violent actions, such as the grief of the victim's family or the physical and emotional trauma endured by the victim. Damn. So they're saying that if it was a violent crime, let's say if you shot somebody up, they will put you in a position of the victim that you shot up. So you would see yourself shooting your own self. You would see yourself through the victim's eyes. You would see you shooting at your own self and killing yourself and actually feeling the pain of what you did to that person. You see? It says after therapy, the subject is then released back into society to start a new life away from crimes. The Cognify concept could revolutionize the criminal justice system by significantly reducing the need for long-term incarceration and its associated costs. By rehabilitating offenders more quickly, Cognify could enable them to reintegrate into society sooner and contribute to the workforce. So this is some crazy shit, man. And you better believe Esau Edom is behind this, you know, as well as these other heathens. But this is going to be depending on how far the Lord lets this place carry on. You know, this new world order, you know, these brain chips and, you know, the mark of the beast and all that. Depending on how far the Lord lets this go, which we know he's not going to let it go on for too long, but, you know, we're actually going to be able to see things like this and people actually getting involved in these things. But I'm pretty sure they're working on things like this right now. I'm pretty sure they've been testing things like this, you know, so it's only a matter of time before we start actually seeing people that's basically using this type of technology, you know. They've already putting brain chips in people, the mark of the beast and all of that, which, you know, they're coming with that full speed, you know. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're using shit like this right now. But this is definitely would be considered an evil invention, you know. This whole new digital technocracy, you know, that they're trying to implement. You know what I'm saying? This is the whole this is a large portion of the New World Order, is using artificial intelligence to do a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to moving this society forward, you know. Now I was going to go into a video, you know, but I might just cut it off right here. Matter of fact, I'll go into the video real brief. because I guess this is based off a movie or something like that. Let's just play a little bit of it. And it's basically a recap of a movie. And I guess it goes into what these articles and things like that is about. So let's just play a little bit of this real quick.
Back to movie recaps. Today I will show you a crime, drama, mystery film from 2017 titled Other Life. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. Music like a heartbeat can be heard, along with a close-up image of a woman's blue eye. Blackness creeps inwards towards the center. Ren describes her technology in a voiceover as she tests a hiking experience. She describes it as a script that the brain follows like it would any other memory, using pieces of the subconscious to create a perfect day. But she also says that there is no chance of it lasting any longer than that. Ren tests a snowboarding experience in which she climbs a snowy mountain before snowboarding down. But the experience repeats, returning her to the cabin at the beginning of the day. She finds herself stuck as the setting warps and changes around her until Byron manages to get her out. By the time he does that, she had already gone through 6 days inside the experience. She insists she can fix the code and that they can still use it, because the snowboarding experience was going to be a big seller. At a sales meeting, Sam, the co-founder of Other Life alongside Ren, presents the idea of Other Life to potential buyers. He talks about it as buyable free time in which one can experience full adventures before work or on their lunch break. Sam explains how Other Life was more than a simulation and could add years' worth of experiences to someone's life. He finishes the presentation by asking,
You see that? So I haven't seen this. I'm going to stop it right here. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but they basically was discussing how they could sell this, and someone could gain life's worth of experience in just a short amount of time. So they can become pros at whatever, experts at whatever, in what seems like only minutes of being plugged into this system. So you experience a lifetime's worth of experience in only a short amount of time. You see? So these are the type of things that these Edomites and these other heathens around the world are working on. You know what I'm saying? So let's grab a scripture real quick. And I was gonna grab a scripture on the mark of the beast, but this is not really the mark of the beast. This is just a device that they're hooking people up to. This is not really a brain chip, or a RFID chip or anything like that. So, I'm gonna skip that one. Let's just grab this one, because this would be a great wonder that they're going to use to deceive people, and to making it seem like they're evolving into something great. You know what I'm saying? But this is Matthew 24:24, and it says, For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So they're not going to deceive the elect. We know that this is all going to come to naught. Of course, it's very interesting to think about. It goes very deep. And of course, a lot of people are going to get involved in this, and I'm sure it might work. Things like this, technology like this, might work on some level because it makes sense. But at the same time, a lot of people are going to get mesmerized and are going to get deceived by these great signs and these wonders. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people are going to get caught up in this new world order, this new system, of all this technology and all of these different things that they're showing you, all this witchcraft. A lot of people are going to get deceived and caught up in this. But the elect are going to see right past it. You know what I'm saying? We are in some very interesting times. A lot of this shit that we're seeing is amazing on some level, but we know the end game and where everything is headed ultimately. So we're not going to fall for it. So, with that, man, I think that was it. Hopefully you brothers was intrigued by these different things that's going on, because these are some very crazy times that we're in, and there is a scripture that say that the prophets has desired to see the things that we see today, roughly paraphrasing, something like that. So we are in some very interesting times. Very, very interesting times, what I'm saying? And we're going to only see things get more intriguing as we move forward, to Esau's New World Order. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, By Hashem Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Imagine mentally serving 10 years of prison time in just 10 minutes. A scientist is working to make this happen. Let me explain. Cognify, developed by Hashim Al-Galahi, is a futuristic approach to criminal rehabilitation that combines AI with neuroscience. The technology involves implanting artificial memories directly into a prisoner's brain, making them experience their crimes from the victim's perspective. The rehabilitation session lasts for several minutes but feels like years to the criminal due to the altered perception of time within their mind. This intense experience aims to induce emotional states like remorse or regret, which some individuals may not produce on their own. Supporters of Cognify say it has the potential to revolutionize the criminal justice system by shifting the focus from punishment to rehabilitation, treating the people as patients instead of prisoners. They believe this method will lower the recidivism rate for prisoners and, quote, could enable them to reintegrate into society sooner and contribute to the workforce. While the potential benefits of Cognify are significant, the technology also raises several ethical concerns, including issues of consent, the potential for misuse, and the long-term psychological impacts on the individual. Many social media users have already drawn parallels to Clockwork Orange or a Black Mirror episode. What do you think about this method of prison reform? Let us know in the comments.